Mark. Hey.
Tell me what you're doing today, sir.
Today we are removing invasive vegetation that is being chopped up in the Cobourg marina, and it's become a hazard. Floating weeds will cause algae. Algae can become blue-green and toxic to the ecosystem, humans and pets. So removing the invasive vegetation is a necessity these days, opposed to in the past where it was protected. Now it's enforced to be removed due to overpopulation and overgrowth and lack of maintenance.
This has been a particularly bad year, if I can say that.
This is probably the worst year we've ever seen, the most calls we've ever had, and the most amount of vegetation coming out of all canals and marinas and ponds as well.
Why is that, or do you know?
Well, you have the warmer water, less rain, creates more bacteria in the water, less movement. And every year that the weeds don't get maintained, they turn into a decomposition at the bottom of the canals and lakes, which causes shallower water, which causes more vegetation growth, and warmer conditions are perfect conditions for weed growth, especially these invasive vegetations and algae as well.
Unique business, really. I haven't seen too many like this, or is it? Maybe you just haven't seen it.
It's been around for many of years, but now it's becoming more high in demand because of the lack of knowledge and maintenance over the years. The vegetation has gotten so bad, now maintaining it is almost too much difficulty. If it was taken care of at the right time, we might have been able to keep on top of it, but we find now loads after loads after loads of weeds, they keep coming back. That's why we use preventative maintenance tools like aeration and fountains, and we treat with different types of beneficial bacteria and enzymes.
I could see before you folks were here that the marina staff were doing their best trying to get at it, but it's just something that there's no way that you can get it from the walls and from the harbor, the docks. It has to be with the machines that you're using.
That's correct. Back in the day, we started off just raking weeds in my cottage and the waterfront properties just to kind of keep on top of it. But over time, we've adapted to machines about this size. When we started with a little tin boat and a little cutter, now we need extensive machinery like this just to keep up. And we've been doing load after load after load for the last 6 hours. And we'll let you know how many tons that we pull out at the end of the day. But we're also using the vegetation for recycling, and we're turning it back into compost and making a community garden out of it as well. So gardens are the nutrient value and the vegetation is very high. So reusing this nuisance problem and putting it back into the ecosystem is a very good, valuable thing that we've been doing.
I was going to concentrate on that because it's amazing to see. A lot of people were asking me what happens to it. So it's amazing to see that none of this is going to waste.
That's correct. Yeah. And everything that's even at the bottom of the lake has absorbed nutrients over many of years. So this is the most nutrient rich after it decomposes without any chemical use.
The machine you have, if you can just talk a little bit about it.
So this is H5200. So it actually cuts and conveys the vegetation and stores it all on the bottom conveyor belt here. After it's full, we'll latch on to one of our trailers and we'll load up the vegetation, and then it gets put off to the recycling center and reused.
Roughly every load that you have is 1,000 pounds?
1,000, it's actually a ton, so it's about 2,000 pounds a load, and we've pulled out, I think, 10 loads already, and we're just getting into 2 o'clock today. Estimated amount of vegetation in the harbor is about 20 tons.
Is that right?
That's right, yeah. And every year that doesn't get taken out, it'll sink to the bottom, and that'll turn into composition. And if you don't do that every year, you'll be into big money and dredging projects, which is very impactful to the ecosystem. So that's why we're saying that maintaining it before it gets too late is the most important thing to do. And we've been doing this a very long time, and we find the best combination is a couple of different types of machinery together to get between the boats and pick up bigger loads of weeds and have them brought over to the right locations.
By all means, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it's going anywhere.
That's right.
By all means, correct me if I'm wrong. One of the things that's of interest too is one of the pieces of equipment, if I get this right, can go on golf courses because of what it...
So we use an Amphibious weed harvester, and it has tracks. So and if you drive it properly, there will be no traces of our machinery on site when we're done. It can go on fairways, golf courses. It can go over gardens, and also crawl on water and on the land.
Last question, you can certainly see the interest of people here watching you guys at work. You can certainly see the interest.
Yes, 100%. I think we get a big crowd like this every day. I feel like it gets more and more busy every year, and we get more and more attention every year because the weeds are worse and worse every year. It's becoming more of a known problem every year.
And last question, was this not a problem before, or is it just coming to be, or is it just
I've been in the Cobourg Harbour for about 15 years. I've never seen an aquatic vegetation problem. I've been in the business my whole life, but what we noticed is that the water's been shallower, we've been in warmer water, less rain. Boats are starting to bring some in, and as the water gets shallower, the boats are able to chop the weeds, opposed to when the water was deeper. They don't see it so much. We have very shallow waters this year due to lack of rain and very hot summer, which is perfect conditions for weeds and algae.
Beautiful. Won't hold you up. Thank you for your time.
Not a problem.